All right, we're live. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. It's Saturday. We live. Just in time. Appreciate you being here. We're talking about how to get that 800 FICO credit score. Yes, I know what you're saying, Brandon. We've talked about this before, but it's very important that we go over it again because I'll tell you what, I've been looking at people's stuff out there. I look through archived information, all this stuff. Sometimes I look at the most recent information. And I'm like, man, sometimes it's hard to find this stuff, Brandon. This is why we go over it again. So I'm going to go over not only how you can get that 800 FICO score, but how you can get two lines of credit with no hard inquiries. That's right. Good to see you. Everybody's coming in. Mr. Owens here. Big Face Truckers here. I remember talking to Mr. Owens just recently, just a few weeks ago. I need that 800 score. We're going to go over it, okay? We're about to get into it. Hello, hi, how are you? Good to see you. If I don't see you or, well, let me switch to live chat. Sometimes I'm on the top chat and it doesn't show me everybody. There we go, live chat. So I see everybody. Apologize if I didn't. First, Christopher, Aaron, Liz, T. Jackson, Kelvin, Yana, hello. Juan, Brian, hello. Saying hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, tomorrow, wherever you are. Maybe you're overseas, who knows? Okay, we've got people overseas who watch, so I appreciate it. Caught you live, yes, appreciate it. So if you're watching the live stream now, I appreciate you being here. And thank you. We just put out a thank you for the 100,000 subscribers. This is massive. This is phenomenal. You guys are making this possible. You're making this possible for us to be able to spread the word, to help individuals, to help the subscribe tribe. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate the congrats. You're making it possible. You're coming here on the weekends. You're taking responsibility, right? Now you're taking control over your life, your future, your destiny, and I'm able to help you along the road. So thank you for subscribing. If you're watching the replay and you want to join our illustrious subscribe tribe, hit that subscribe button. Robert Grice right here on the live chat, 4,500 collection removed with your help. Thank you very much, Robert, for letting the subscribe tribe know. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's a big swing for him and his family. He got a collection removed. It was $4,500. Now can invest, or that family can invest $4,500 in whatever they want. Okay, car, vacation, business. People start businesses with $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000. Change their lives. You are able to do this for yourself. You really are. 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at the Awesome Life Group. But even more importantly, you can get a hold of me on the live chat. You can get a hold of me on the email. Put my email in the live chat. If you have questions, put them in there. Okay? And if I don't get to all of them, you can email me. I go through the emails on the daily. Okay? I make sure of it. Now, people are coming in now. Brandon says, people are saying, Brandon, I want to get into it. Let's get into it. All right? How do you get this 800? Now, we've gone over this before, but I want you to know right out of the gate how you can boost your credit. No hard inquiries, 2 lines of credit. If you're not familiar, maybe you are already. Maybe you're watching the replay, you don't know. You're watching this replay and you haven't heard these things before. And you need to know. Okay, first one, of course, we've talked about self-lender here before. It's a certificate of deposit that you are putting your money into that you get back at a set time back. The time back in which you get it back, a year or a year and a half or whatever, depends on the terms of your loan, your secured loan. That money is yours. You get that back. There's some fee to it. You're going to pay a little bit. But for the most part, you're going to be able to get all your monies back, right? For the most part. There's some fee to it, but you're going to get most of that. Self-lender, no hard inquiry. People say it helps boost their score, okay? No hard inquiry, boosting your score. And we're going to get into why you want to know these things prior to getting into how to get the 800. Okay. Number 2, I know we've talked about these things, secured card. Do you want to do it? Do you want it on this, that? If you need to, and you don't want any hard inquiry, we've talked about open sky, yes, you might have to do one little open sky here or whatever, but there's no hard inquiry. They don't check your credit. Secured card, no hard inquiry. So now you got 2 good lines of credit that help the mix of your credit. One's a revolving credit card and one is a secure loan, a loan, no hard inquiry. Okay. Nicole Henry went up 23 points just adding self-lender since March. Went up 23 points just adding self-lender since March. Just watching this, adding a little self-lender, 23 points. If you're at 600, you go up 23 points. Now you're at 623, right? Now what if you get that secured card and you go up another 10, 20 points? Now you're up, what, 630, 640? Just by watching the video, just getting 2 lines of credit. No hard inquiries, so it doesn't bring your score down. 40, 50 point boost just from being a Subscribe Tribe member, just subscribing, just hitting that bell for notifications, jumping on thesubscribetribe.com, right? The Subscribe Tribe. I'm going to put this. You can jump on thesubscribetribe.com. People knew the time and date of this live stream by being on that email list. Okay, so jump on that email list. So that helps boost your score. That helps your payment history. That helps your amount of debt because your utilization is different because you have new credit utilization, right? You have new lines of credit. That helps your credit mix. You're hitting FICO's high achieve. I got it right here. And we're about to go through. All right. Tom Hall went from 598 to 687 after you educated me about credit. Okay, should I do secure card or should I try DSX design next? Okay, Nicole. So you have already gotten yourself a boost, self-lender, no hard inquiry. DSX design will give you hard inquiry. However, if you don't have that many hard inquiries and you don't have that much to go down, right? And you say, okay, it's going to be 5 points and I'm okay with that, then go ahead. You can get a DSX design and you can get a big line of credit, 5K to up to 12K. After 90 days of making on-time payment history. So that could be big with you, and that can help your credit amount of debt, which is about 30% of your score. Miss Waters here, she says self-lender gave me an additional 61 points to my credit report. $61 points. We're talking 60 points for a self-lender, maybe get a secured card, maybe get 10, 20 more points. We're talking 70, 80 points. What could you do from 600 to 680 just by watching these videos, just by getting this stuff? We haven't even talked about getting all those negative, nasty collections and negative items off your reports yet. But we're about to get into it, okay? This is the type of stuff. This is why I like the tribe coming back and explaining to you their success, because you can hear about my success. You've heard about the 15 negative items I had on TransUnion, the 15 negative accounts I had on Equifax, the 15 negative accounts I had on Experian, and how we got all that negative stuff off. But they said, Brandon, how do I get to the 800? What does my score look like? Everybody's different. So you get 60, 70, 80 points watching these videos, just applying what you're doing. And this is live. This live here is coming through to all the Subscribe Tribe members, right? It doesn't cost, right? No real cost. You just taking the responsibility on a weekend. 8, 9, 10 minutes already. We done taught you how to do it. Now, getting to the high 800s, getting these FICOs, okay? Office of Darnell Jones. What up, Brandon? Up 70 points thanks to you. Still going, okay? How do I do self-lender? Okay. Self-lending, landing. It's actually selflender.com. You can check out self-lender. That's excellent. Now, we want to get these negative, nasty items off too. So I've gotten you 2 good lines of positive credit history that you can get on there. Those are no hard inquiries. Those are good. There's some other good primary trade lines that we can talk about to help in a minute. They do have some hard inquiries, but we'll worry about those later. You're talking about 2 things. No hard inquiries, only going to boost your score. 20, 30, 50, 60, 80, 90 points people are talking about, right? Somewhere in there. Now, let's talk about how else. FICO's highest achievers. I've gone into the FICO scores. I have the MyFICO. I can look in there. Thank you, Blackbeard Dave, on congrats on the 100K subs. I really appreciate that. Thank you for all the likes. I appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button if you're watching. I got the MyFICO app. I'm looking at it. They'll actually tell you the highest achievers, what they achieve. And we've gone over this before, but I want everybody to get this because like I was saying, a lot of times I look at archived information. I'm looking at the newest stuff, right? So 35% is payment history, okay? And Joyce is saying, hey, Brandon, I was at 698 and went up 40 points with this type of information, okay? So 35% is your on-time payment history. 98% no missed payments. 98% of people with the highest FICOs, 800s, have no missed payments. This is the type of stuff that we will focus on here, which you can do at 609creditrepair.com, which we can do at the Awesome Life group for you, all right? On-time payment history. I personally had late payments on my USA card, all positive now. Had late payments on the old student loans, all positive now. My partner, the same thing. We've had student loans come off. We've had collections come off. Charge-offs come off. Negative, nasty items like bankruptcies, foreclosures coming off. 98% no missed payments. 35% right out of the gate, 98% no missed payments. Okay? 98% have no missed payments. But if there are any missed payments, they are 4 years or older, over 4 years older. There's no public records and no collections. Okay, so if you want to get to the 800 score, if you want that big, and people saying, why would you want that 800? It can make a difference. Okay, it really can. When going into last year, and I know interest rates have changed a bit because I was just in the credit union a couple of days ago, and now a car loan is like 3.25%. But last summer, if you had an 800 credit score, you could get 1.9% car note. 1.9, but they were giving money away if you have an 800. You can get the absolute best mortgages. 800 credit score can get you things that a 760, a 780 may not. Okay, may not. So 98% no missed payments, no public records, no collections. If you had some late payments, they're 4 years old or older. That's just that payment history. Now that's that payment history. That's the collections getting off, the public records, the charge-offs, the bankruptcies, the delinquencies, the late payments, all these negative items. 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at the Awesome Life group. Now, 30% is your amount of debt. Your amount of debt, your credit utilization will be affected by these nasty charge-offs, by these nasty collections, by these nasty things. They have been nasty enough to leave it into the algorithm. This is why it's such a problem. This is why these collections, these charge-offs, they cannot double report. And what I mean by that is a charge-off that has been charged off needs to have a zero balance if the collection associated with that charge-off has a balance. Okay? So some people will say, hey, is that balance supposed to be zeroed out? If the collection is there with the same balance, yeah, because now you've gotten this double whammy, this double effect in your utilization. And your utilization for the highest, for the 800s, okay? We've talked about below 30%. We've talked about below 10%. And we've also talked about less than 7%. And so many people know now that if you want that 800, that highest, you want less than 7%. Now, how do we affect this amount of debt, Brandon? You're asking. Some individuals are learning. Some individuals already know the answer. But we want everybody to make it to the other side. So when we talk about the good, big primary trade lines, they come with 5K trade lines, 10K, 12K. Where are they? What do they do? Okay. DSX Design, New Coast Direct, My Jewelers Club card. Okay, and we're going to get into this in just a second. These three. Got a super chat here, so let me take a look at this question. Kevin asks, a collection agency for a medical bill is refusing to, quote unquote, verify. Already contacted CFPB and BBB. What's my next step? Okay, Kevin, on your disputes that you send to the bureaus, on your disputes you send directly to the collection agency, and on your complaints to the CFPB and the Better Business Bureau. For medical, this is specifically for medical bills, a collection agency for a medical bill, for medical, this is for medical, you can put no contract for your dispute reason and see if they can provide such contract, okay? This is for medical. To the bureaus, to the collection agency, to the CFPB, to Better Business Bureau, no contract. And you're going to want to put more. You're going to want to be able to put, hey, unverified this, blah, 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 this and that. 2 words, no contract. That's your next step. See what happens. If you need support with me, here's the thing. I'm giving you my email, okay? You can email me. Medical bill just a little different, and you can dispute using that and see if such contract can be produced for your medical bill. It's a little bit different. Now, we've got the HIPAA disputes as well. We've got all of this information for you in the Beyond Committed package, 609creditrepair.com. And we could do the work for you at the Awesome Life Group. Now, I'm going to type in here the primary trade lines that can affect your amount of debt, okay? Now, this can affect your amount of debt. This can bring down the utilization, okay? DSX design. Okay. And that's the thing about medical. If you feel like they don't have a contract, you could put no contract. You can see if they have such contract, and they'll have to provide you proof verification, okay? Now, my Jewelers Club card, okay, and New Coast Direct. Now, why those out of the gate? Why more? Are a few more, which we will go over. Okay. But those are the big ones. Those are going to give you potentially the 5K right out of the gate. 5, 10, 15. And with DSX design, if you're paying on time over 90 days, okay? Paying on time over 90 days, they will probably give you a credit line increase. You can request one. You can get up to 12K in credit with them. Primary, in your name. Yes, it might take a purchase from all 3. Okay, it might take some time to report. It may take a little fee to become a member. But if you have 12K from DSX Design, 5K from my Jewelers Club card, and 5K from New Coast Direct, you could be looking at 22K in primary trade lines. All right, that's big. Now, you can go for Ox Publishing as well. Okay, you could do that. All right. Latoya, yes, those primary trade lines will give you a hard inquiry, okay? Which those 3, let's say you go for those 3 and you get 3 inquiries over the course of 4 or 5 months, you could potentially have $22,000 in available trade lines in your name. If you're in the 500s, that's where they're approving people at, right? So you could get secured cards like we've talked about. Open Sky is no hard inquiry. Self-lender is no hard inquiry. We've talked about in the beginning here. And if you're just coming in, please make sure to check a look at the replay, because in the first few minutes, I talk about Open Sky and Self-lender that have no hard inquiry and that can help you boost your score significantly, potentially significantly, okay? But we're talking a little bit later now. You want 22K in available credit to bring down that 30% amount of debt that is controlled the FICO, 30% amount of debt, 22K, that's going to help you. Plus getting all those negative, nasty items off, okay? All right. Let's see, super chat. I sent my first disputes around, responded writing, handwriting, okay. For student loans, you can dispute student loans. They potentially can come down, okay? A SLY is Open Sky and Self-lender, good trade lines, no hard inquiry. Exactly, there you go. CFPB can help you in this process, much like the Better Business Bureau. However, if you want to enforce laws, you may have to look into, and then again, not a court, not a lawyer, not giving any legal advice, but this is why small claims is available to you, okay? Those Better Business CFPB, they have helped. People have gotten repossessions off that way. People have gotten collections off that way. I've read emails on this channel, people saying, I submitted complaints to CFPB. They went through the CFPB portal. They said, we're taking off their reports. We're not dealing with this. We don't want these types of complaints, okay? It is another step for you. But yes, you want to enforce laws. Laws need to be enforced. Who enforces laws? Law enforcement agencies and courts, judges. That's what they try and do with us, right? They try and take us to court, press our feet with all this stuff. They don't have contracts they can't substantiate. So a lot of times aren't able to necessarily collect. I mean, that's what happened to me. And again, I'm not a lawyer, can't give any legal advice. Check lawyers, okay? Check the courts, find out for yourself. But for me, I got a lawyer. That's why I learned a lot of this information and was able to fight a collector who wanted to take me to court. They lost, they dismissed the case. I have had people email in and people have said, hey, I've taken them to court. They deleted the negative items off my stuff. That was able to enforce the laws, okay? Thank you very much for the super chat, okay? I recently bought a car. It gave me 10 hard inquiries on my credit report. Is there a way that I can get these removed before 2 years? Yes, you potentially can. You need to wait 90 days, potentially for the applications, documents, anything they might have saved, they might have had, maybe, to be purged, to be deleted, to be removed, okay? When you're getting a car, and if you haven't watched these videos already, and I go over this and over this and over this, don't be getting the financing with the dealer. Don't be getting a car and getting 10 hard inquiries, getting your credit score run 10, 15, 20, 30 times. Latoya's right there. Never go to the dealership, okay? Why? They are marking up the loan to make money on the loan. You think they've got your best interests at heart? You think they're trying to give you a good deal? Why? Because they've known you for 20, 50 years? No. They don't know you. They're not your friend. They don't know you. They don't care. They're trying to make money off of us, right? I don't like going up in them dealerships. And I've been up in them dealerships. And I don't like going up in them dealerships because I know they're always trying to mess with us, no matter what. They will tell you all sorts of things. So yes, we have the hard and inquiry dispute letters, 609creditrepair.com. Get that beyond committed package. You can dispute these things. You can complain. You can get these items off of there. We could do the work for you at the Awesome Life Group. Okay? The dealership is trying to mark up the loan as much as they can. They will run your credit down so your credit score is worse so they can mark up the loan more. But they're not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you that. That's their practices. They have all sorts of things to make money on these cars. Now, if you decide to go to a dealership, you go get your own financing at your credit union or your bank, one hard inquiry, typically on one bureau, and you get your one loan. But you know your credit is good because you watched the videos here. You had done the credit repair. You know what's good. Okay? So I need to get my line tight again, Jerome. Jerome, I gotta get the Barbara, we got to go to the shop after this, okay? Jerome, it's got me working up in here all the time, Jerome, okay? Now, let's get back to getting this 800 score. So you can get that 800. You can go to your credit union. You can go to your bank. You can get the 2%, 3% interest on your car note and just knock it out so you don't have to deal with these dealerships, okay? Now, again, FICO's highest achievers, 35%. Is payment history, no collections, no public records, no late payments. If there's a late payment, it's over 4 years old. So it's irrelevant anyway, okay? 30% is the amount of debt. So you want to keep less than 7% credit utilization. I went over some, getting the negative items off, getting all that stuff off, putting good positive history on there. That brings down your utilization. You want the accounts with balances that you're using to be 3 revolving cards, okay? We got another super chat. Thank you, Patricia. How soon can you start removal of a bankruptcy that's been discharged and added to the credit report? Usually, you wait till you get that full discharge documentation. So a lot of people get that bankruptcy put on their credit report, but it's not discharged for 6 months after you've gone in front of the trustee. So typically, you would say, hey, get your full discharge 6 months after it's been on the report. If you got the full discharge, and you got the full letter, and you're good to go from the trustee, then you're good to go. All right. And you can start disputing with LexisNexis. You can start disputing the negative accounts included with the bankruptcy, and you can start going after that bankruptcy afterwards. All right. You can do this. And we have it all outlined for you. 609creditrepair.com, the Beyond Committed package. Okay. I got another super chat. Cheryl, thank you so much. Should I do a balance transfer for a card with 7K, 25% APR to another 10K credit line, 0% for 18 months? Will my score jump and then drop again? Utilization is 25%. Okay. So you're going to move 7,000 to another car with a 10K credit line. So I'm assuming, and let me know, Cheryl, because I want to make sure that it's very specific. So type this in if you have the answer to this. I'm assuming that the 10K line of credit is maxed and it's at 10K, or 7K, excuse me. The 7K is maxed and it's at 7K. And the 10K line of credit is there's nothing on it. It's zeroed out, right? That's how it is. Because if that's how it is, okay, and you move 7K to 10K, will it help your utilization? A little bit. And let me explain why. Because they look at you maxing out one credit card as maxing out one credit card. So even if your utilization is under 7%, but one of your credit cards is maxed out, it does not look good. They do not like that. Okay. The other thing is 25% APR is killing you if you're not going to pay it off. So if you can get it over to 0% for 18 months and it doesn't incur any APR on transferred balances, okay, there might be a fee for transferring a balance. So double check and make sure, because you want to double check you're not getting charged more than you need to or want to. Okay. So the 7K is not maxed. It's a 12 credit line. Okay. So now you're moving 7K to a 10 line credit. So now that one card, that's a 10 line, 10,000 credit line is going to look a little bit more maxed out, right? You're using up more of the utilization. So now it might hurt your utilization a little bit, but long term, your utilization is going to get a lot better because you're not going to get 25% interest accruing, boom, 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 hurting your utilization. So 0% for 18 months gives you that opportunity to pay that sucker down. I would say that's probably a good bet. And the reason you're able to do that is probably because you have good credit right now. Okay. So thank you very much for the super chats. I appreciate it. This is great. This is what we're doing. So you're getting your utilization down. Okay. Accounts with balances, 3 accounts with balances, revolving credit cards or open-end credit cards. Okay. Why? I've gone over this and I was very surprised myself when I was going over it that I myself was only using 2 cards. I was using one open-end card and I was using one revolving credit card, and my credit score went down significantly. All of a sudden I went from, Cheryl has got 670 credit. So it was good credit. So that's why you're able to do this right now and move the balances around. But aiming for 750, you will get there. You are here. You will get to the other side, okay? So I was surprised. I was using 2 credit cards. My credit score came down significantly. I was like, what the heck is going on? I started using that 3rd credit card again. I was okay. Back. Fortunate. 800s, right? Excellent. So Lori, email me this. And I apologize if I don't see all the chats. I'll put my email up here as well. You know, I want to make sure this good content goes out as well. I want to say thank you yet again for all the likes, subscribes. Thank you for the 100K subscribers. We really appreciate it. And I want to make sure that all this information goes out. I want to make sure that, you know, if you're doing the super chat, that I definitely get to your super chat. So I want to make sure of that. And I want to make sure that, you know, all this good content for the 800 gets out. Okay. Thank you for the super chat. Lima Spencer, okay. Can I remove recent negative remarks in closed accounts? Yes, closed accounts need to be negative. Most people say closed accounts and they do mean negative, but you want to be specific. Are they charge-offs? Are they collections? What are they, right? Yes, if they're positive and they're closed, you leave them alone. I have some positive closed accounts because when I was younger and didn't know any better, I closed some credit cards. They were positive. I didn't know. Should have left them open, but they're closed. I leave them there now, okay? I left them there, okay? Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. All right. He would like to know, has anyone used DXX Design? Has it reported for them? Has it helped them? I think we've had a couple of people report on other live streams that they have had it done, and it has helped them, okay? Yes, so this individual says they have point-to-point transportation LLC says, I have a 680 score across the board, but I feel like 13 hard inquiries are hurting me along with a few late payments on my mortgage. The few late payments on your mortgage, if they're not older than 4 years and they're, 60, 90 days late, those are hurting you even more than the hard inquiries, because we've been going through, and I don't know if you've been here the whole time, point to point, but we've been going through 35% payment history, 30% amount of debt. Hard inquiries is way down on the list, okay? So those late payments, we have a special late payment dispute letter you can get, 609creditrepair.com, okay? We can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. You can email me. I'll put my email up in here. Excellent. Now, got your 3 accounts, 7% utilization. The total balance of your revolving and open-ended accounts, this is what's very interesting, isn't any more than $2,500 at any one time. $2,500 at any one time, which can be challenging. Let's say you purchase a few things, all right? You got some food, you got some gas, you're traveling, or maybe you purchased a new computer, right? That's easy. A computer, a new television, some chairs, a microphone, right? So what is that saying? They want to see you paying down your stuff, $2,500 or less, okay? Cheryl, thank you very much for the super chat. LexisNexis deleted bankruptcy. Should I send deletion letter to the CRAs? This is what I'm talking about. Cheryl here got LexisNexis to delete the bankruptcy like I talked about. You can dispute with LexisNexis that bankruptcy's in LexisNexis, get that bankruptcy out of LexisNexis, then you can go ahead and knock this stuff out with the bureaus. Yes, you can show them, use their own games, their own tactics, their own tricks against them, okay? So you have options. You could dispute with the bureaus. Like, this is cute. Now you can get cute. Now you can be cute with that. You can dispute with the bureaus and let them come back and say they verified with LexisNexis. Okay, it says a lot of them right there. If you already have them saying they dispute with LexisNexis, okay. Cheryl sent 2 rounds. Took 2 months to dispute with Lexis. 2 rounds, 60 days, less than 60 days, right? She got this out of LexisNexis, what she's saying. That's excellent, excellent. Send a letter, they said, send a letter, done. So you can send your disputes to the bureaus. They won't be able to verify with LexisNexis. If they say they did, you can show them it's not in LexisNexis. Now, could you send them the deletion letter? Sure, but what's strongest is actually just to send the LexisNexis report with nothing in there, not showing anything. Then it's confusing to them. How did you verify this if it's not in LexisNexis? Oh, well, and I'm supposed to be going to LexisNexis. Okay? Good stuff, Mike says. Good stuff, Cheryl. That's right. What is it? Sanford says it works. I'm currently using it. Congratulations. Excellent. Cheryl had it discharged. Everything was discharged. This is what's interesting. Cheryl did a bankruptcy. Everything was discharged. All the collections, debts, all this stuff gone. And now you're able to get this bankruptcy off and move on with your life. Get that 700, get that 800 credit score like we're talking about. Get out from under this. Thank you very much for the super chat. I see your email here, and I will email you right this second. All right, so you have my email. A lot of times people email and they might, and I'm not saying it's you, but some people email, they might accidentally add an extra letter like an R, right? So my email actually isn't Weaver at the end of it, it's Weave, right? So let me email you right now and make sure that you got this, okay? That's interesting. You didn't put his email, he actually left. Okay. Great. Now, if you have a question, you can also ask here on the live chat. Okay, great. Now, we've talked about payment history. We've talked about the amount of debt, okay? 15% is the length of credit history. Now, I'm working on mine. Of course, I'm a little bit younger individual, okay? Average age of the accounts, the average age of the accounts is 9 years or more. Average age, average, okay? Mine right now is about 7, so, but I'm still up in the 800 range, right? So 9 years or more, I'm at about 7, but it still works. Okay, it's still up in the 800s, okay? You can too. Now, age of oldest account, time since the oldest account has been open, they're actually looking at 25 years. Okay, I'm working on mine. Okay, they're actually looking at 25 years for the old. So what is FICO saying here? They're saying we want people who don't miss the payments, they pay on time all the time, they keep their utilization real low, but they still use three accounts. And when they do use those 3 accounts, it's usually no more than about $2,500 at a time, right? So you might charge up, but you're paying it down, no more than $2,500 at a time. Then the average age, they're not open a bunch of credit. Their average age for their credit is about 7 years, and they've been having credit for about 25 years. So they've had credit for these 25 years. They use it, they open it up, they use it responsibly, they pay on time all the time, and they're not charging up a bunch of credit. But they've got a lot of credit utilization available to them if they needed it, okay? How long should I typically wait to make payments on my monthly credit cards for best FICO practice? Now, this is a good question because each individual is a little bit different because each individual's credit mix of credit cards will be different, and mortgages and loans and scores and car notes will be different, and they will report differently. So my Capital One card reports differently than some of the open-end cards I have or a Chase card that I have, okay? So typically what I do is I like to pay every 10 days or every 14 days, towards the end of the week, every couple of weeks. It's not usually waiting on the end of the month. Now, there are some practices for open-end cards that's different than best practices for FICOs. Open-end cards, the Amex, Platinums, and Golds, you could wait towards the end of the month so the balance is bigger, so you pay it off all at once, and then they recognize that you are utilizing bigger balances and they will give you bigger purchasing power. But that is unto itself an entirely different subject and a different idea. It has little to do with FICO's practices and FICO's scoring model, okay? Now, 35% payment history, 30% amount of debt, 15% length of credit history. 10% is the amount of new credit. 10% is the amount of new credit. Now, how confusing is that, right? Average age, average oldest account, you think they end there, but no, 10% of new credit. And I'll read this to you. Average of most recently opened account time since your newest account was opened. Highest achievers have about 2 years and 6 months since most recent opened account, okay? So now we're talking about the accounts. Not even specific to the hard inquiries, right? We haven't even talked about hard inquiries yet. We've gone down all this list. The hard inquiries not even there, okay? Age of most recently opened account time since your newest account was opened. Usually the highest achievers, about 2 years and 6 months. This is when I started to go back, and because I went up to about into the 800s, then came back down when I was getting all those travel miles cards, right? I was in the 700s again because I was getting so much in credit to get all these travel miles, points, and cash back and all this stuff. That the recent accounts weren't 2 years. Okay, now I'm not doing that as often. So now I have a little bit more like 2 years. 2 years is also a good rule of thumb for getting home. Okay, not always, not all the time, but it can be helpful. Okay. Now, number of recent inquiries, your application for credit in the past. 70% of highest FICO achievers didn't apply for credit in the past year. Okay. Not a big deal. How do I know? Because I've done it. I've applied for credit in, well, not this year, not this past year. But when I was applying for credit, could still maintain up in the 800s. It's down here. It's part of the 10% of the new credit. It's down here. It's not 35% of payment history. It's not 30% amount of debt. It's not your 15% length of credit history. It's down here at 10% amount of new credit. So when somebody's saying, hey, I've got these hard inquiries and I'm worried about these hard inquiries, and also I have late payments on my mortgage, you want to be looking at those late payments in your mortgage first, okay? Patricia, does Beyond Committed Package have step-by-step removing and deleting bankruptcies from LexisNexis, right? LKNI. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you mean LexisNexis. And the letters to send. I now have 650 trying to the 700 club. Okay. Yes. Also, you can email me for your specific, I almost said Pacific, your specific necessities, needs, wants, desires, okay? All these things that you want for your credit. You're trying to go from 650 to 700. Hey, let's look at what else is going on. What potentially could be going on that you need, because the bankruptcy is one part of it, right? Your on-time payment history, your no late payments. But we're talking about a few other things. We have a mix of credit coming up as well. Pardon me, I need to grab some Pacific is what I said. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Me and Jerome, we got good adequate rest last night. Went to bed early. We got up. We got good breakfast. We got a lot of energy. You can say I got some energy, okay? But I had to get a little water, all right? Jerome got it hot up in here. He likes a tropical guy. About 80 degrees up in here, Jerome. Shoot. Need me some water. All right. Last thing, and then we're going to get into your questions. All right, I know you got a lot of questions. And again, I'm going to put this email in here. And Patricia's saying here, I went from 535 to 650 in a year since the discharge, since the bankruptcy. So good work. All right, now I'm going to put my email in here. Again, make sure you, ladies and gentlemen, have it. Okay. So we can chop it up just in case, because, you know, sometimes I get to roll it and I don't get to see all of it. Sometimes the live chat is silly, different things. Okay. So last thing, 10% is your credit mix. Okay. Revolving account number of revolving accounts being used or reported. The highest FICO achievers have, you guessed it, 12 revolving accounts. 12 revolving accounts. 12 revolving accounts. Those are credit cards, including but not limited to store cards. So some are store cards. Actually, I believe you can have, they really want to see 7 big bank cards, okay? At least 7 big bank cards. So that gives you about 5 store cards. You could have about 5 store cards. All right, so you want to, at some point, I'm saying today, tomorrow, and the next, okay? 12 revolving accounts. That's for the highest ones. You want to get to that level. And really, it does help. And yes, in the beginning, like I saw, right? It took time to get to that point. Your score might come down a little bit, and then it goes back up. I've seen it. I've lived through it. Now, Installment loans. Let's talk about installment loans. 10% is your credit mix. You need some quote unquote installment loans. They like to see that, including mortgages, self-lender, student loans, car notes. You're saying 5 installments for the highest account, the highest achievers, okay? 5, damn, Brandon, damn. Well, let's think about it. Chances are many people have talked about wanting to purchase their home. So that's probably going to be one, okay? Now, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe we're going to do a self-lender to start rebuilding. So you're going to have a self-lender. And again, this doesn't have to be an open installment. I have old installments on there that are still helping my mix. So maybe you had the self-lender and you had a mortgage and you had a car note or 2. Maybe you had 2 car notes. Mortgage and self-lender. That's 4 right there. Some of y'all have student loans. Okay? Before you watch this and didn't get them or disputed them or got them off or whatever. Okay? So it's possible. So you got your revolving accounts, your loans, and again, the bank issued credit card accounts that they want to see being reported, 7 credit cards from the big banks, the Chases, the Bank of Americas, the Cities, the Capital Ones, those things. The other revolving accounts could potentially be store cards, which could include, but doesn't have to, like My Jewelers Club card, New Coast Direct, Hutton Chase, those types of things. You could have other store cards. Some people have what? Amazon, Walmart. What else is out there? I know there's all sorts of store cards out there. I'm not going to get specifics because people are wondering what store cards are, whatever. Chase 524 is true. Yeah, the Chase rule. It's interesting. When I was looking into travel cards and I was getting so many travel cards, I couldn't get a Chase card anymore because I had gotten too many cards within 2 years. So if you get 5 or more cards in 2 years, they may not want to approve you. I was able to get cards everywhere else. However, Chase 524 rule, okay, business cards don't count. So if you wind up getting business cards in that time, they usually don't count, okay? Can you dispute? Thank you for the super chat. Techie Diva, 2011. Can you dispute a public record on a credit report? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, you can. Okay. If you need support with your specific situation, I know that's kind of a general question, but if you have a specific scenario that you need to go through, let me know. You can email me. Okay. Anyone can email me. Anyone is welcome to email me. Get on this email. I will get back to you. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you're watching now or watching the replay, hit this subscribe button, this bell for notifications. We're doing all this good stuff, okay? And if you need credit repair support, help, you can email me. You can get the package at 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at the Awesome Life Group. We got lots of options for you to get to the other side. Now, today we've talked about how you could potentially get to the highest achievers, the 800s. Yet again, we want you to get there, okay? You can do this. 35% payment history, 30% amount of debt, 15% length of credit history, 10% amount of new credit, 10% of your credit mix. That makes 100%, 100% 800 credit score possible for you, your family. You can do this, all right? Now let's get to some of your questions here as well. I appreciate the super chats, so let's get into it, all right? We'll do a few of these, and then you will be on your way to enjoying your weekend. But I know you enjoy getting your credit straight because it's going to change your life, all right? My fiance and I both went up 25 points since listening to you 4 weeks ago. No joke. You and Jerome are the real deal. I appreciate that. Charles, great question. I haven't talked about this. This reminds me, I should be talking about this a little bit more. What if Experian or any other bureau sends a removing your name letter from the pre-approved credit card offer mailing list, okay? The way things are designed in the letters is to opt you out of getting these pre-approvals, opt you out of the bureau sending your information and allowing your information to be sold to basically the highest bidder, any bidder. They'll sell it to anybody, okay? And for them to be able to send you pre-approved offers. This can help during the credit repair process. This can help you just in general. It's temporary. Usually after several years, you jump back on it. About 5 is the temporary one. About 5 years, and you start getting these pre-approved offers again. I don't like them. Pre-approved offers are not approved. They're just solicitations. You need to be aware of that. If you're up in the Credit Karmas and the Credit Karma says you could get approved for something, they don't know. They are just trying to make money on you. They are basically, for lack of a better term, an affiliate for that card or whatnot. They could potentially be getting resources back for you applying, right? So you apply. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get that card. You need to know that you can get that card without a shadow of doubt. That's why we put into place all of these things for you to get into the 700s, the 800s, for you to call. Hell, I'll still call. I call, hey, is there any extenuating circumstance I should know about before applying for this card? Like a Chase 524 rule. Like, oh, well, you know what? You have several Amexes. So, and here's the thing about American Express. They sometimes won't approve you for more credit with them they'll give you a new credit card, but they may not give you new credit. So you might have 3 or 4 Amexes open, or 5 or 6 Amexes, or all these Amexes, and you're trying to get the new platinum or the new gold or the new whatever. And they'll say, you know what? We'll give you this card, but you're going to have to take $5,000 from this other line to make this card happen, right? So it's good to know practices for each credit card, for each company that you want. And people may not understand that because the banks aren't going to tell you everything out the gate. They will divulge it when you start picking at them and asking them and pushing on them, but they don't want to just tell you out the gate. They say, hey, apply, try. And they want to be able to control and do what they want in their underwriting. Hey, it's their companies, but you can get as much information as you want, okay? I commend you, and I invite you to Turkey. Turkey for travel. How is Turkey? What's Turkey like? Turkey country. Let's see. In the Middle East, next to Greece, Romania, Syria. Very cool. Thank you. Let's see questions. What other questions we get? Are student loans revolving? Student loans are installment loans. Revolving credit cards, revolving balances. Revolving credit cards, revolving balances, revolving cards. Revolving open-end cards are like your Amexes that get paid off every month. And installments are paid in installments. Car notes, right? Car loans, mortgages, student loans. Self-lender is considered one, even though it's a certificate of deposit, okay? Then I send my letters today, man. Good. Congratulations. Credit repair starts when? It starts now. Chris says, I'm moving in 3 days. All right, apply for my cards. That's good. That's a good idea. I have a buddy who's moving. We're waiting for this person to move, update the ID. We're going to update all of the information with the bureaus, and then we're going to go after this person's negative, nasty stuff. It's helpful. Now, you don't have to move. If you're not moving, that's fine. But if you are moving, it's best practice to wait till you move. If it's not going to be 2-3 months. I mean, you can start now. But if you're moving the next week, like he is next 3 days, and my buddy's moving the next week, then yes, that's probably best practice. What if my suffix is not on my credit report? Great, Daniel. This is excellent. If you are maybe the third, a junior, something like this, and you want that on there, you want to update your name and make sure it's updated with all your current credit cards. And they've got your current credit cards have the name, the bureaus have that name, just that name, and anything outside of that could disassociate you from that kind of stuff. And that could potentially be someone with a similar name as you. Hey, I don't know. They don't know. They have to prove that information, okay? So you can have that put on there. All right, Tyrone. Bought the package last week, sent out my first round, waiting on response. Good work, Mr. Wilson, Tyrone Wilson. Excellent. What do you recommend getting a business bank account if you're trying to build your credit? What do you recommend? Why? What? Your business bank account is slightly different than your personal credit. okay, or your business credit, okay? Slightly different. So if you're talking about business bank accounts for your business bank rate, okay, how you do business in that account, your merchant, all that stuff can help you later down the line with your bank funding through your bank. It's a little separate than your business credit, little and very separate from your personal credit. Although opening a business bank account, they will look at your personal stuff now because of specific stuff. I'm not even a fan. They ask you your employer and all this stuff. I'm like, I don't like all that. But because of federal guidelines, they have to now. They have to. So they look into the person. But it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with your personal credit. You want to check your check systems, your early warnings, those types of things. If you're in one of those, you could dispute, you could get out of there, get that negative, nasty stuff off, okay? Hey, John, yes, you can dispute your repossession with the 609 dispute letters that you have in your package as well. You can email me if you need more help with your specific scenario. They're supposed to have specific documentation per your repossession. It's a very specific situation, okay? They have had to tell you, right, that they were going to sell it, what they sold it for, the difference in the deficiency in the notice, all that information we're supposed to send you certified. If they didn't, they're supposed to be able to prove that they did send it to you. Maintain that information. These collectors are supposed to have this type of information. They're supposed to have contracts. They're supposed to show the difference in when it was with the original creditor and that the contract allows for a third party to collect. There's all sorts of things, okay? There's all sorts of stuff, okay? Oh, John, you still have the car. Wow, that's different. You're going to want to email me because you're in a very specific scenario, okay? Yes, Carrie, in your business bank account is different to segregate business expenses for your CPA and your tax professionals and nothing that I give as tax information. So yes, absolutely. It's different. You want to keep everything. There's no commingling. Business is business, personal is personal, right? No off limits period. Let's see. No one's off limits period. Trying to get, okay, so what's your question? No one. Let me see if you have questions. India, if you have any questions, you can feel free to email me. All right. And all right, cool. Talking about someone else. Okay. Is it a good strategy? Update driver's license and address, physical ID, fix your addresses, dispute smaller credit bureaus, dispute larger credit bureaus. So that's a pretty good strategy. Okay, let me explain to you. Updating your driver's license can be fantastic, but some people are like, hey man, I'm going down there, updating my driver's license, all this. Okay, there are other options to prove who you are without giving them your driver's license, all right? There's passports and birth certificates, there's other options, okay? So you could do that, and you could show them your new address, wherever you are, whatever address you want, right? And you can update your personal profile information. Now, something that's missing in this, Jeffrey, is updating your current good stuff. You might have some current credit cards. I'm talking to my buddy about this right now. Their current credit card goes to their P.O. box, but it needs to go to their new home address because they have a P.O. box with some other obsolete, outdated stuff, okay? So they're going to update with their new home address, their new everything. So anything that's in good standing, you also want to update your address. So you're updating your address with the bureaus, but anything that you're currently using, your new cards, your new credit that you're utilizing, you want to update. It's like you're updating, you're disassociating with the other stuff. Now, you could dispute with the smaller bureaus. What we've seen is that you can pull the small bureaus, see what's on there. If you need to dispute, fine, but primarily you can freeze the small bureaus. Then you can dispute with the bigger bureaus. Now, what they're utilizing is all sorts of tactics, techniques, tricks, all sorts of things to actually then go into the actual creditor and say, hey, is this verified? Let's see some contract and some substantiation and all this stuff. No, what they're doing is they're looking at anything they can to help them easily, quote unquote, quickly, readily, quote unquote, verify, which they're not necessarily doing. You know how to do this. You know their tricks. 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at the Awesome Life Group, okay? Oop, we got a bunch of emojis there. Okay. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. I've had a good time, had a lot of energy. This is great. This live stream is so positive. I love the chat. I love the questions. I'm going to put my email here once again. We're going to sign off for the afternoon, okay? I want you to go and enjoy your weekend as well. Know that you are taking the personal responsibility for your credit, for your livelihood, your future, your children's future, your family. You are doing it. You are here. You are the reason we are at 100,000 subscribers and strong. All the likes, all the love. This is phenomenal. You guys help me be of service to you. I love being of service to you. I appreciate you. I'm putting my email here so you can email me, okay? I look forward to these emails, helping y'all get to the other side. 609creditrepair.com, all right? We can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. I appreciate you. I love you all very, very much. If you need anything, get at me, all right? Get on thesubscribetribe.com as well. People are knowing on thesubscribetribe.com, you're going to know, I'm putting this in here, the time and date of the live streams, okay? So you can get with me and get your questions answered, all right? Appreciate you very much. And until I see you in person, I will see you on the other side. Take care.